What is up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Life to Metal. It's time for a rock metal update. What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters and welcome to Life to Metal. Last week or so we did a soda video with my two grandchildren. This is Bruce. Say hi, Bruce.
Hi.
And this is Callie Ray. Say hi, Callie.
Hi.
And they had so much fun doing it last week, they asked if they could do it again. So we went grocery shopping this week and we bought a new soda. This is Texas Sweet Peach Soda, made with pure cane sugar. And this is, let's see, caffeine free. That's not good. Where is this made at? Where is this made at? Dublin Bottling Works, Dublin, Texas. So it's Texas soda, and we're gonna give this one a shot. There it goes. Let's see what we think of this one. It's very artificially flavored peach.
No, Callie.
It's okay, Callie, go ahead. Take a sip, see if you like it. Is it good?
It is. I didn't.
Oh. You have to, there you go. Now you're getting it. Is it good? Do you like it? Here you go, Bruce, you can take the bottle and drink some. What do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does it taste like peach drink?
Mhm.
It's very artificial flavor tasting to me. It's not bad. It's definitely sweet, but yeah, it's not as good as I would have hoped it would have been. It's funny because last week we did a pickle soda, and I thought that would be disgusting because pickle soda, and I actually thought it was pretty good. This one I was hoping would be awesome because I'm a huge fan of peach, and it's not bad, but I probably wouldn't buy it again, to be honest with you. It's almost like medicine-y tasting. It's not bad, but yeah, it's not all that I hoped it would be. So there you go. Texas Sweet Peach Soda from Dublin, Texas. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. There you go.
Bye. Bye.
That's right. It's time for Rock and Metal Update, and I've got a handful of records here. Several of these are Grails that if you watched my Grail video from about a year ago, you remember me showing about, I don't know, I think it was 15 or 20 albums that I really want on vinyl that I don't have on vinyl, so they're, to me, Grails. Many of them are just hard to find, so in any case, I found several more of them, so I'm going to go ahead and show those, and a few others. So these are not just all Grails, but these are all great music, in my opinion. Nothing I'm going to show today is bad. But anyhow, the first up is Crescent Shield. This is a band, I think his name is Dan DeLucchi, and Dan played in a band called New Eden, who put out, I believe, 3 albums. Great power metal, US power metal, heavy metal, what do you want to call them, and really cool band. That band kind of fell apart, broke up, and at least for a while, and then became, most of the members moved over and became Destiny's End, with James Rivera on vocals. Again, one of my favorite vocalists. I've said that in the past. James Rivera, who's known mostly for his work with Hellstar, but he used to sing with several other bands. Anyhow, after that band broke up, they released 2 albums. Dan DeLucchi released this Crescent Shield album. I can't remember if this is the first or second album. I think it was the second album from them. But this is just sheer US heavy metal, produced by Metal Blades, Bill Metoyer, mastered by Bill Metoyer. So it's got that kind of Metal Blade sound, not unlike the more progressive, heavier Fates Warning stuff. That's kind of what you're going to get here. A little Dreams Theater-ish, only because it's got kind of that progressive thing going on. But it's heavy, you know what I mean? No Exit by Fates Warning would be the best comparison I could think of off the top of my head. Anyhow, on Alone Records, it's a 2-album set. No, it's a single album set. Yeah, single album set. And I can't remember what year it was originally released as, but I guess it's not all that important. It's probably around 2009, I think. Anyhow, Crescent Shield. Now this is one that I've been looking for a while. One of my favorite albums from this German thrash metal band. And this is special thanks to Aaron Morgosian, who hooked me up and told me, Metal Theologian, who told me where I could find a copy of this at a good price. This is Code Red by Sodom, Teutonic thrash metal. This is just killer thrash metal. I remember the first time I heard this, I think it was 1999 this came out. I was in Ultimatum, and I think it was my friend Olaf Becker from Germany who sent me a copy of this on CD. And I remember driving to practice one night and playing this, and just my jaw hitting the driver's seat. It was so good. I mean, I was familiar with Sodom at that time, but they were just kind of, you know, one of those bands I liked. But man, this album just took me by the jugular. I mean, it was so good. It's so heavy, so raw. Buzzsaw guitar tones. I mean, they're just so tight. Razor sharp riffing, manic guitar solos, and just those, you know, throat ripping razor blade vocals. Just such a great album. There's not a bad song on here. Tombstone, Code Red, What Hell Can Create, Spiritual Demise, Divisive Killing, Visual Boogery, Book Burning, The Wolf and the Lamb, Addicted to Abstinence. It's just a phenomenal album from this band. If you don't have this one, I highly suggest it if you're into that, you know, German-style thrash. Not noisy as the old Sodom, more refined, but still raw and heavy. Just, you know, musicianship is tighter. Anyhow, Code Red, great album from them. Another one that I've been looking for a long time. This was just recently released in very small quantities for some reason. But this is probably one of my favorite albums from this particular band. This is Armored Saints, Symbol of Salvation. The first album to not feature Dave Pritchard on guitar, because of course he passed away before this album was recorded. However, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of these songs were written by David Pritchard. The riffs were come up by him before he passed away, and you kind of wish he would have played on it, because it would have been his swan song, because this album is fantastic. It is my favorite Armored Saint record. Of course, it has, you know, John Bush on vocals, who is also known for his work with Anthrax, but Armored Saint is basically who he's known for. Just a fantastic release. Rain of Fire, Dropping Like Flies, Tribal Dance, Symbol of Salvation, Hanging Judge. I mean, those songs, as soon as I say the names, the riffs and the songs come to mind. It's a heavy album. It's a heavy metal album. Not thrash, not speed metal, just solid, in your face. Whew, raise your fist to the sky, heavy metal, you know? Solid riffing, great guitar solos, just a solid rhythm section. Everything about this album is fantastic. This actually is on a colored vinyl, and again, I've said before, I don't really care much about colored vinyl. It's got the sticker on the back with the number on it. It's number 10 of 300. I'm not sure if there was 300 pressed total, or if there was just 300 colored vinyl pressed. I would imagine it was 300 vinyl, but it's the ugliest colored vinyl I've ever seen. This looks like puke to me, you know what I mean? It's kind of a mauve pink with black and white splattered through it. Yeah, I don't know, it's just ugly. So I'm not sure what the deal was with that one. Don't really care. I mean, it sounds good, it plays well, and that's all what I've cared about more. It also came with extra stuff, which is nice. Of course, it came with the lyric insert, but it also came with a huge poster of the cover, and then a huge photo of the band on the back side. Nice, very nice offset printing on a. Feels like it's definitely a coated stock, but it feels like a velvet stock. Might even just be a velvet coating on it, but it just has that velvety feel to it. And then the paper that the record itself is printed on, the sleeve, is an uncoated stock, so it's got that kind of uncoated. It's not shiny, you know. It just looks nice, feels nice. It's a very, very well done job from Metal Blade Records. Like I said, only 300 pressed. It says limited quantity, 300 copies worldwide. That's what it says on the sticker. So 10 out of 300. Yeah, so anyhow, one of the grails. I'm positive I showed that one as one of my grails. So there you go. I believe I might have shown this one as well. If I didn't, it would have made my. It would have been right in there. But this is the very first from Nevermore. This is a 2-album set on Alone Records, which I believe is out of Greece. Yeah, Greece. This is also a numbered vinyl copy. This is number 22 of 400. And album number 1 is the very first album. It's just a great album. You know, Sanctuary fell apart. And then 3 of the members at the time, vocalist Warrell Dane, who recently passed away, was the vocalist for Sanctuary. It was him and bassist Jim Shepard and guitarist Jeff Loomis, who had just recently joined Sanctuary, moved on and formed Nevermore. And these guys just got better and better and better with each album, in my opinion. Some people didn't like him because Warrell wasn't doing the higher vocals. He was doing more of a I don't know, kind of a gothic sound, you know, a more dramatic sound. It wasn't all the high-pitched stuff he was doing on that first Sanctuary record. But honestly, I think this album is just an extension of what they had done with their second album. Progressive, heavy metal, heavy riffs, fantastic guitar solos. This one is actually a gatefold. There's not much to the gatefold. And it has a second album that is just full of demos from the early 90s. So here's your gatefold. And it is on black vinyl with custom centerings. But yeah, if you like Nevermore, grab a copy of this before it's gone. I know this isn't a recent repressing. Let's see if there's a year on here. 2016, so they're going to disappear quickly if not already gone. I managed to grab this one for a decent price on eBay. I actually managed to score 2 copies because I went out with a friend so we could save a little bit on the shipping, and we ended up both getting copies, and the shipping was almost as much as one of the records was. So, but anyhow, glad to have it. Nevermore, very first self-titled album, very first album after the breakup of Sanctuary. High on the Grail list, and definitely one of my favorite thrash albums. This is Believer, U.S. thrash metal from Pennsylvania. This was their debut album on REX Records. This is a European pressing. Was it? Maybe this is a U.S. pressing. This is a U.S. pressing, and yeah, I love the cover. I love the look. I love the music. There's nothing I don't love about this record. One minor thing I didn't know about the vinyl until I received a copy of it. I've had it on CD since the day it came out. I bought it as a brand new release. I believe it was 1989, and I remember buying it from Charlie's Records, and just on the cover art alone, and just being blown away by just the raw, aggressive thrash metal sound. I mean, they didn't really sound like anybody else. You know, it was slightly technical. They had a little bit of a goofy humor going on here and there. They had a song called Stress that was kind of fun. That song is not on here. It's not on the vinyl. It's only on the CD. So I didn't know that. I know now. Not that big a deal. I didn't actually even notice it until I played the album. Played side 1, listening, jamming. Played side 2, jamming, and it ended. And I'm like, hey, where's Stress? I got and looked, and sure enough, it's not on there. So regardless, very glad to have the vinyl version in my collection now. So I have the first and third Believer on vinyl, looking still for the second album, Sanity Obscure. But anyhow, glad to have this one. Not a cheap record. The cheapest I've ever seen it go for is 50 bucks. It usually goes more in the $100 range. So, excuse me. Fairly sure I showed this one as well. If I didn't, it's still a grail. This is Ken Tamplin and Friends, Axe to Grind. If you're familiar with the band Shout, which I've seen a lot of people on the VC show shout In Your Face record. I think it was on the Music for Nations label. Very, very good, straightforward heavy metal with a lot of guitar wankery, just, you know, fiery guitar solos. Not only from Ken, but a lot of guest artists. That's the same thing you're going to find on here. Tamplin of Friends is basically Ken Tamplin was Shout, and this is the extension of that. And Axe to Grind features some instrumentals that are just fantastic, but also features songs like Living for My Lord and Going All the Way, Straight Between the Eyes, Holding On, which had these huge 80s hooks. And this was what, 92? 1990 actually was early. Just solid, you know, memorable heavy metal, U.S. heavy metal, and great musicianship. Lots of guitar friends on here. Like, it's kind of dark in here, so I can't really see if I can get the glare to go the right way. But Lanny Cordola, who was, of course, House of Lords among others, plays a lot on this record. He would become a regular with Ken Tamplin, and they would actually do that. What was the name of that band? Magdalene together. As with a lot of intense records, the back covers were terrible. this is basically the back cover, and a lot of the Intense Records things were just like this, especially over in Europe. The front cover was your normal cover, and this is a pretty laughable cover as it is. But the back cover was nothing but the lyrics. Like, it should have been on the inside on a, on a sleeve. It was just printed black ink on the backside on some solid color. And that's what you got going on here. And it's such, look how much blue space is all around the edges. They could have made this type at least readable. But yeah, they didn't. Regardless, glad to have it on vinyl. Sounds great. Like I said, Intense Records. Great guitar playing, and I really wish I could see some of the guitar players that were on here. But really, it's that small. It doesn't matter. Lanny Cordola's and Ken Tamplin are two greats among themselves, and Tamplin's voice is just, among the best. He's a vocal instructor now. You can find him on YouTube doing instructional videos. The guy's just got such a range, even still. So, a couple more. This is one that I thought I had. I went to play it, and I didn't have it. And I was like, I thought I had that. I have it on CD. I didn't have it on vinyl, so I found this copy fairly inexpensively online. This is Chastain, Voice of the Cult. The reason it's inexpensive is because if you look right there, it's got some marks, some white marks. Almost looks like a sticker took it off. Nope, wasn't a sticker. It was actually stuck to the shrink wrap because this was sold as mint condition in the shrink wrap. And then the person who got it was ticked because it wasn't mint because it stuck to the shrink wrap. And they sold it to me cheap. Which is fine with me. I don't care about a couple little white marks. Vinyl's in near mint condition. Has all the stuff inside of it. Of course, David T. Chastain is this total shredder. You got Ken Mary on drums, who also played with House of Lords. Speaking of Lanny Cordola. And it does have the original lyric sleeve. Of course, Chastain, the band, featured female vocals, Leather Leon, who was just like the heavy metal version of Joan Jett. Great voice, great look, especially for the 80s. Actually, her haircut was similar to mine in the 80s. I had that same poofy hair with the blonde streak going on back then. So, yeah. Anyhow, Roadrunner Records, this is a UK pressing. Like I said, thought I had it, didn't. Glad to finally have it in my collection since I thought I had it and didn't. A couple minor imperfections, but regardless, in good condition otherwise. Last one I'm going to show for this update. This is the 5th album, I think, from this band. The self-titled Exciter. Simplistic cover, but I like it. It's just leather and patches. It says so much about the album. Pure heavy metal. Dan Beeler, drummer, still in the band, and this time they have a vocalist. Robert, what's his name? Robert Melanti. But he sounds just like Beeler. He's got that high-pitched, scream voice, and it just works so well. But it does not have, so it has Alan Johnson on bass, but we do not have the original guitar player anymore. So we have a new guitar player in, where is he? Brian McPhee, all guitars. So as you might expect, it changes the sound of the band a little bit. But it's still straight up heavy metal, pushing towards speed metal, early proto thrash metal, and it's just a very good album from them, very underrated album from them. Most people don't even realize this one existed. I think the simple cover it almost looks like it's like a compilation or something like that. I don't know, I like it, but I know a lot of people didn't like the cover art. Regardless, solid heavy metal album from Canadian band Exciter. There's the pictures of the band right there. No killer mustaches, but there's Dan Beeler right there with the gigantic mane. Yeah, great album. Glad to have it as part of the collection. So there you go, short but sweet update. Some great additions to my collection. A little bit of original pressings, some reissues, all good stuff. Anyhow, playing in the background, if you can hear it, I have it kind of low, is New Wave, a British heavy metal band, 100 Proof, their 1983 album. And that's it. Actually, is it sitting back here? No, it's over there. That's it. Appreciate you all watching. God bless and stay strong.